Now, when we talk about motivation, motivation goes back to this concept that we have of intention. Motivation, a motivated person is generally thought of as someone who has goals and who has objectives and is trying to get someplace else and has sort of an inner vision of where they would like to be, and they work hard and they get up early and they leave a little bit late and they have all kinds of good work habits and so on, and they're said to be highly motivated. And that's not inspiration. That's motivation is you get a hold of an idea and you take it with you and you carry it through to its logical conclusion. That's a motivated person. Inspiration is the exact opposite. Inspiration is not where you get a hold of an idea and take it where you want it to go. It's where an idea gets a hold of you, and it takes you where you were intended to go in the first place. You remember Arthur Miller? He died about a year ago, the great playwright. Most of us had to read The Death of a Salesman or The Crucible. Well, he was 88 years old, and he was interviewed in the New York Times, and they asked him a question. Now, he had a play on Broadway at 88, and they asked him a question. They said, "Are you working on another play?" And here was this man who was soon to be 90, who said, "I don't know." He said, "But I probably am." And I think it was one of the great inspirational moments in my life reading that, and it was really one of the things that motivated me to write a book about inspiration from this perspective, that there are things that get a hold of you. Now, Mozart was described this way, that he would have what he called lively dreams, and he said that these symphonies would present themselves to him, and it was almost as if they were already written, and he would have to get them out and record them, and so on. Now, you probably have experienced this. Most creative people who've done a lot of particularly creative work understand this. Rumi, the great Persian poet, said, he said, "The morning breeze has secrets to tell you. Do not go back to sleep. Do not go back to sleep." And what he was saying there was that when you are closest to God, between 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the best time for almost all of us, and almost everyone listening will awaken at one time or another between the hours of 3 and 4 and then go right back to sleep. But if you could understand that that's a wake-up call for you to be able to do what it is that you were designated to do, what you signed up to do, what your spirit is telling you to do, because inspiration is just about being in spirit. And when I get up when I'm writing, I get up between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and I go out. I live on Maui, and I go out onto my writing space out there. And thank you, by the way, all of you, for my place on Maui. I really appreciate it. It's a wonderful place, and I appreciate you getting it for me. I mean that. I say that, but I mean I'm always in a state of gratitude for all of the people who have supported the work that I have done. And at any rate, so I go out there and I sit down, and there are times, I don't know if you've had this experience, Mark, but I sit down and I start writing. I write by hand. I don't write on a computer. And you got a little typewriter. And I don't even use a typewriter. I got rid of it about 20 years ago. That's right, I did, when we first met. At any rate, and I write everything by hand, everything. And I just allow it to flow through me. I allow it to flow through. I take a purple pen, which is the highest energy of the rainbow, and I allow it to come to me. And there are times when I sit there at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I allow this information to come through my heart and onto the page. And I sit there and I wonder what's coming next. And oftentimes I'll read it, I'll think, I didn't even know I knew that. And then if I get stuck on something, or if I'm just not quite sure about something, I'll just reach over, and sure enough, there will be in a book that I've just grabbed off of the shelf or that's laying there. I'll just pick it up and open it up, and exactly what I needed will be in there. It's like when Patanjali said, dormant forces come alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. What happens is that when you get yourself into that spirit and you allow it to flow through you and to work with you and to work for you and support you, it's taking you where you were destined to go.